Moving on from that, I just wanted to see what y'all thought of that situation. Next up, I want to talk about Future. Have y'all listened to Future album? His new album that he put out last night? Future put out an album called The Real Me, I believe it is called. We're maintaining. Hope you're good as well. Yeah, cousin, I'm doing good as it's gonna get, right? Trying to stay positive out here in these streets. But I appreciate you pulling up, Skip. Love to Skip, love to DJ. Shout out to We Are Decipher, y'all. I'm pretty sure y'all already follow them, so I don't gotta tell y'all. But if you don't, go follow my bros. Go follow them and show them some love. But yeah, man, this Future album dropped last night. And I want, after, like seeing the discourse, I want to ask a question that probably would have sounded like ridiculous just maybe a few years ago. But my question is Atlanta losing its grip on hip hop? So walk with me. Don't think I'm just being dramatic and just a prisoner of the moment. No, that's not what this is. Just walk with me for a second, because I had this thought this morning after Future's new album came out. Now, of course, this conversation isn't just about one album, but it's about a pattern, right? It's about a pattern. And like I said, Future just released The Real Me, a 22 track featureless, no features on this album that was marketed as it was marketed as a more mature, a more introspective body of work for the father of 30. Just kidding, y'all. I can't keep count of how many kids this motherfucker got, but it's enough. Just know that. On paper, that's exactly what, many fans have been asking for from Future. People have been asking, can Captain Atlanta grow out of his toxic nature? And Future took a genuine creative risk, I can say, based on the song that I did hear, and I can respect that. I can respect any artist, stepping out of the box and stepping out of the norm of what their people are accustomed from them. But like I said, judging by a few songs that I scrolled across and by the reception, it appears like the music is just not connecting with the listeners the way many people would have expected. This album also arrives after one of the busiest stretches of Future's career, you can say. I think like since 2024, he's released multiple projects. I know We Don't Trust You for sure, alongside Metro Boomin. I believe everyone would agree is like the project that stands out as the clear high point in the last 2 years for Future. Everything after that has just been like okay, or struggled to generate the same excitement or staying power. And that's what got me thinking, like, if Captain Atlanta can't save Atlanta, then bitch, is Georgia doomed? Is Georgia okay? I don't know. Like over like the last year or some change, like several Atlanta's like biggest stars have dropped projects that simply haven't moved the culture the way that they once did. They're not moving shit out here. Little Baby not moving shit. 21 Savage definitely not moving shit. Young Thug came home and ain't did shit. Ain't did shit. Future can't do a motherfucking thing. I know Gunna, he put out a project. He's doing decent for himself, even though like, they tried to like blackball him. But like out of all of those people, he's doing the best. But even still, it's like, it's just cool what he's doing. And like, to be honest, the music hasn't been bad unless you're like Young Thug and that white face shit he was doing. But none of the music has felt like an event. None of this shit has shifted conversations or reset the direction of hip hop the way Atlanta artists used to do almost effortlessly. Quavo is currently on he's working on a Pharrell produced album, which sounds, very promising because it's Pharrell, but I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna cross over. And they've previewed a song or two at the most recent LV fashion show, but the singles he has released along the way have largely come and gone without much impact at all. 2 Chainz, I think I saw somebody mention 2 Chainz. 2 Chainz is another interesting example because he's finding success in different ways. His podcast with his son Halo has become a bright spot for him, and collaborations with artists like, Larry June and The Alchemist have been well received by their audiences, but musically, it still hasn't felt like one of those moments that grabs hip hop by the throat and it just has everybody attention. T.I. is another one who recently popped out and he's trying to get back in his old bag and he's doing good, but is that enough? Is that enough to save Atlanta? Like, what's happening to A right now? Has Atlanta simply just run out of gas? Are they done? Or could this just be, the natural cycle that every dominant region eventually experiences? I don't know. That just had me thinking. I'm like, I need to ask the cousins and see how they feel. Because maybe I'm just tripping. Maybe I'm just being fucking dramatic. Because, like, I be dramatic at times. But it seems like these motherfuckers have lost their sauce. It seems like they've lost their sauce. But again, like I said, it could just be like it's Atlanta's time is just up. We've we've seen there's history on their side where, you know, New York ruled hip hop at one point. The West Coast took over at one point. The South slowly built itself into the center of the culture, and Atlanta eventually became the place to be. But Atlanta didn't become the capital of rap just because it made catchy songs. It became the capital because it had something to say. Where the Andre 3000 at the 1995 Source Awards, Andre 3000 got on that stage, said the South got something to say. Like, it wasn't just a speech. It low key became like a prophecy, giving us, you know, Outkast, of course, Goody Mob, Ludacris, T.I. mentioned him a little early, Jeezy, Gucci Mane, Future. Future grew up through the Dungeon family, I believe. Thug, Migos, and Little Baby, etc. Like, Atlanta wasn't simply just producing stars. It was consistently reinventing what rap could sound like. And now it's just like, what are these niggas doing? What are these niggas doing? I don't know. How you go from introducing another wave every few years that changed the entire industry to just nothing. They had the rest of hip hop trying to follow what Atlanta was doing. You know, Atlanta became the greatest currency at one point. Like, they were innovative, they had influence. The city wasn't chasing trends, it was creating them. But something changed, man. Something changed. Instead of, I think I seen somebody say it in the comments, but Atlanta had a formula. Atlanta had something that every other place wanted. Atlanta became the destination everybody wanted access to. Producers, the flows, the slang, the sounds. Their aesthetic at one point too started spreading everywhere. They had the secret sauce, and the secret sauce that once separated Atlanta slowly became available to everybody. And that's where y'all fucked up. That's where y'all fucked up. That brings me to Not Like Us, that third verse. Most people, somebody said Rock Nation. I'm not playing with you, unapologetic. But that third verse of Not Like Us, you know, most people hear the third verse and just think it's like a direct shot at Drake. And I mean, it absolutely is 100%. But I've always felt like there was another layer. And we've discussed this on the channel a few times before, where Kendrick wasn't just criticizing Drake. He was questioning an entire ecosystem in Atlanta. You know, the idea that Atlanta handed over so much of its creative identity to someone who, in Kendrick and many others' eyes, was just using the culture for cachet, was just using the culture for validation and bragging rights rather than contributing to its foundation legitimately. And that shit rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. You feel me? You feel me what I'm saying? Like, I know I'm rambling a little, but I'm just trying to get my thoughts off without glitching. And it's like, whether you agree with Kendrick or not, it's an interesting point. It's a great point. Because in any business, once everybody has your formula, your competitive advantage starts to disappear immediately. So it's like, did Atlanta unintentionally give away too much of that sauce? Too much of what made it special? Or was the city already beginning to lose momentum before any of that? I don't know. Maybe the issue isn't Drake. Maybe the issue isn't Drake. It is. He is the problem. But no, all jokes aside, like, maybe the issue isn't Drake. He's just a part of the bigger problem that maybe includes oversaturation. Maybe it's that the artists who once sounded promising have become very familiar and one-trick pony-ish after dominating for however many years. You know, people become content with the bullshit that they put out. And even on this new album, Future is trying some new shit, but he's still his old toxic self at the end of the day. I don't know. Maybe the next generation hasn't produced enough stars capable of carrying the torch or something. I mean, they keep trying to throw Jid in there. I seen somebody in the comments mention Jid. They keep trying to throw this man in there as someone a part of the next generation, but he was outside in 2017. Well, correction. He got signed. He got a deal in 2017, but he was outside before that. And it's like, if you ain't pop now, there's like a chance you will never. And that's not to say to give up on your dream though, because never give up on your dream, but people being mad that nobody is putting Jid in the conversations of the next generation is really just comical. Like, we wanting y'all to come down from earth. Like, just come down from being in the clouds or wherever you are. Like, you need to come back down to earth, because he's not a part of the next generation. I'm not saying he can't be successful right now, because anything can happen. He can get that one moment and he's out of there, but he's not the next generation. Please stop. Just please stop it. I don't know. Atlanta might just be in, like, I don't know, a transition transition period. And if they are, it's like, who's next for Atlanta? Who's gonna take the throne? Kenny Mason? Bunna B? Bunna? That's her name, right? Bunna B? I don't know. Like, who's next? Who's next? Atlanta, y'all need to get it together. Like, I don't know if y'all need to have like a group meeting or what. Y'all need to come huddle up together to get this shit right. But for Future to drop an album and it stink, for Little Baby to drop an album and it stink, for 21 Savage to drop an album and get caught bodying the way that he got caught bodying, then his baby mama also got caught bodying. Like, I don't know what's going on. Get on your Zoom. Get on your fucking Zoom. Because, man, y'all are out here embarrassing everybody. And as someone who just moved to Georgia, I can't have that. Y'all got to get it together. I don't know, cousins. I don't know. Let me look at these comments real quick to see how y'all feel about this, but they got to get it together quickly. Shout out to the cousin for contributing to today's goal with the 20 ball. I appreciate you so much. You're the trendsetter, Monie. Thank you so much. What's the name? Boy, it's hard out there. Shout out to you, cousin. I appreciate that so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Shout out to the cousin for the 20 ball. Thank you so much. Thank you. And yeah, I try to, set some trends here and there and all that. But yeah, man, they got to get it together because Atlanta, y'all looking crazy out here. Like, y'all really are looking crazy out here. Future album is not good. That's what they saying. Gunna is definitely out here still doing his thing. They tried to pack him up. They tried to all, band together to get people to stop wanting to listen to his music. And niggas is like, we still listening to Gunna because we trying to get fucked tonight. Who getting fucked tonight? We getting fucked. They want to listen to Gunna. Gunna is out here prospering. Gunna done hit the gym. He done got his body right, body tea. He done upgraded his fashions and all of that. He got his little run community going on. Shout out to Gunna, man. No weapon formed against Gunna shall prosper. Who gives a damn if he snitched, allegedly? Who cares?